Well, as I mentioned at the beginning of the service, I have a little bit of a COVID update for you, and so I've got two parts to this. So the first one is that I'm really happy to announce that our household is COVID free. If you saw on Facebook, both Pinfoa and our interns sang, both tested negative a couple weeks, tested positive a couple weeks ago. And so our house went on quarantine. Thanks by the grace of God, I did not. And it's amazing. I am so humbled and so grateful that I did not contract the virus. And so we went on lockdown for 2 weeks, but I am thrilled to announce that our household is now COVID free. Both Sang and Before have had negative tests, even multiple negative tests, and so we're clear. And I also want to extend a very heartfelt thank you. So many of you for helped us during this time. Thank you for the meals you provided and the DoorDashes you sent, for the prayers you prayed for us, for the notes and the messages and the texts of encouragement. It was amazing. I have felt so loved by all of you over the last 2 weeks, and I am so grateful for all that you did. So thank you. I absolutely love you, RiverLife family. So that's the first part. The second part is about moving forward. And so if you've been following the news, then I'm sure you've heard that the COVID numbers around Minnesota are really bad these days. COVID is just skyrocketing here in Minnesota, and even worse in Wisconsin and the Dakotas. Governor Walz just this week added some additional restrictions and limitations to some of the high spreading COVID activities. And so because of all of this, that we as a leadership have decided to suspend and cease our in-person services. And we're going to be moving entirely online. And we don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know what the numbers are going to be. How people are talking is that they're saying we're coming into what could be one of the worst parts of the pandemic. And if so, then we are definitely going to be staying home because we want to do our part to help the pandemic, help the numbers decrease, to help things turn around. Because we believe, so here at RiverLife, we believe that we have a social responsibility and a spiritual responsibility to care and protect you, protect your family, your neighbors, and protect your fellow Minnesotans. And so if by making a sacrifice we can do that, that's something that we're willing to do. The Bible calls us to love your neighbor as yourself. It's the second greatest commandment. And we see this decision to move entirely online as an act of love for our neighbors, for our families. Because, see, we want to be proactive. We want to be leaders in helping contain this virus. We don't believe this is a time to fight for our rights. We don't believe this is a time to push the envelope of what we could do. Instead, we are deciding what we believe we should do, which is to curtail in-person events, these larger super spreader events, unfortunately like a church service. And so that's what we're going to be doing. So again, we don't know how long this will last. But I suspect it will probably be at least a few months. I think if the virus gets worse, it's very likely that we could go on another state lockdown, the stay-at-home order, in which case then we'll definitely be staying from home, doing everything from home at that point. And so, let's see. I've actually got some notes here. Let me check these to see if I've hit the points that I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to highlight, so starting next week, you can watch us live on Facebook. You can watch us live on YouTube. We are in the process of transferring our entire video library, nearly 500 videos from the last 6 years, into YouTube. And so we're gonna be posting videos up there as well. So you don't even have to be on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. The link to our YouTube channel will be down below. And then you could get all the videos and you could watch it. You could live stream us there as well. Also, online services. So online services are just going to be a part of a much bigger picture that the ministry team is working on right now about how can we best spiritually care for you and spiritually disciple you. So over the next few weeks, you're going to be seeing more and more options. We're working on some possible reoccurring videos, some Zooms, some Facebook Lives, some resources that you can do at home on your own or with your kids. But think of service as one part of a much bigger picture of how can we and how can I, as your pastor, help shepherd you to spiritually thrive during this time. That's one of my goals. And so, let's see. So that's all I've got in my notes. So I just want to say I love you, RiverLife Church. We'll still finish off with a benediction here, but I do want to say, be careful. Wear your mask. Go get tested even if you don't have symptoms. Minnesota has some of the best testing I have heard of any of the states. It's amazing how easy it is to go get tested now. And just from a personal standpoint, if Pifua hadn't gotten tested, we would have never known that she had COVID. And she would have continued to relate to me, and I probably would have got it. She would have gone to church, and some of you might have gotten it. And that would have broken our hearts. So go get tested, wear your mask, limit your activity, stay home when you can, but be safe, because we want our family, our RiverLife family, to be safe together.